Welcome back, y'all. This is Tara Talks Ryan Listens.
No, it's not. It's Tara Talks Ryan Listens.
That's what I just said.
Yeah,
You ain't listening.
No, I heard you. You didn't say it correctly.
What did I say?
You said Tara Talks Ryan Listens.
What did you say?
Tara Talks Ryan Listens.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. But whatever. Have it your way.
I will. I'm Tara.
I guess I'm Ryan.
Yeah. So thanks for joining us once again. We really appreciate it every week. And
No, seriously, thank you. Appreciate it. Seriously.
I just want to say good luck to all the college students heading back the first week of class.
Man.
I saw Elizabeth Warren posted on her Instagram that she posted an old picture of her when she was a freshman in college and basically said, look, y'all, I hope y'all have a good week back to school and all of that, but I'm fighting for y'all and trying to get y'all student loan forgiveness and free tuition. And so shout out to my girl Liz. I appreciate the effort. If nothing else, I'm not holding my breath. But yeah, I would love it if someone would wave a magic wand and my student loans would disappear. But I also want to say good luck to everyone starting back. Also, a lot of our friends on the East Coast in K through 12 it was their back to school as well. So shout out to all of you all, my friends who are teachers on the East Coast. I hope you're getting back in the groove and enjoying that as well. I definitely enjoyed that later start date when I was in Virginia.
Yeah. I work in higher ed. We both work in higher ed. And can I just say that I miss campus when there's no students? It's like my whole job is college students. But when there's no college students at my job, it's just a wonderful feeling.
Yeah, it's kind of quiet.
Weird.
Yeah,
right.
It's nice and quiet.
It's super quiet. The bathroom's always clean. There's way more parking, way less traffic, and it's quiet. Don't get me wrong, I love my students, but still,
it's nice to have a little break.
It's so quiet, and I love it. But anyway, they're back. They're all in the hallways, taking up space. They're just everywhere. They're like everywhere you turn, there's people. These are introvert problems. Don't listen to me. Carry on.
I'm also in grad school, so I am, this is my back to school as well, back in the swing of things, even though I did take a summer class. And I am just excited to be back in school because I'm a nerd and I love class and learning and group discussions and group work and collaboration and things like that. But I am really...
Nerdy?
Yeah, nerdy. But I am really...
Geeky.
Yes, but I am quite...
Dorky.
Stop it.
Okay, fine.
I'm not ready for the reading, and I am a reader. Y'all know I love to read. I love my Audible. I love ebooks. I love real books. I still love smelling old books. Sometimes I just walk in bookstores and just smell old books. I love the smell of old books. I
hate the smell of old books.
I love being surrounded by books. I really can't wait to have to build our house where I can actually have a library like Belle from Beauty and the Beast. But at the same time, when it comes to required reading, ain't nobody got time for that. I am just literally textbooks put me to sleep.
Don't tell me what to read.
Right. I love reading articles. Stuff like that is really interesting. But textbooks, oh, snooze. I'm all about my novels, but I'm gonna make it, and I hope y'all will too. We did want to kind of start out and give you some advice for those of y'all who are...
My eyes are burning and my nose is itching just thinking about the smell of old books. So thank you for triggering an allergy attack.
You don't like the smell of old books?
I hate the smell of old books.
Oh. Well.
It's like walking into a dusty room or a room or building that nobody's been in for 100 years. Yeah.
That's not quite.
That's what it feels like to me.
Okay. But we did want to start and give some advice to college students because many moons ago, we were in your shoes just starting out. And I'm just thinking back, literally in my time hop, it popped up my pictures of when I moved into the residence hall. And I can remember that feeling very, very vividly. and I just want to give you some advice. So my advice would be, one, go to class. Quite literally, there is a direct correlation between your attendance and your grade. There are going to be times where you are legitimately sick and legitimately cannot go to class. Now with me working full time and being in school, there are times when I have to travel for work when I legitimately just physically cannot be in class. However, don't let those days where your friend is like, hey, let's go do X, Y, and Z instead of class. Like, you will have those moments where you want to skip, where you want to sleep in, where you want to go do anything else. Don't do it. It's not worth it. Get the grade. My next piece of advice, find like that true, real, elusive balance between your academics and your social life. Like, you know, there are going to be times where you say no to going out to study, and that's okay because that's what you're there for. But it's also okay to have times where you say, yeah, I'm gonna go out and kick it, and I'm gonna schedule in this time to study another time. And that's okay too. Like, don't feel like you have to always do one or the other. Do both, you know.
I did both and I didn't sleep. Somehow I made it work.
Yeah, I'm not recommending that because I love sleep, but
yeah, don't
make it work.
Don't, because it was rough, but I made it. Keyword is somehow. I made it work. I'm not telling you to do that because it does not always work for everybody.
My last piece of advice for college students starting out, particularly freshman year, but definitely, you know, all of y'all, it's good to get involved and join clubs. That's like a big part of that balance between your academics and social life. It's a big part of the overall, you know, what they say, well-rounded college experience. But just keep in mind, you don't have to do everything. You don't have to do it all, and you can't really do it all. You know, you really have to figure out where your true passions lie and then prioritize that. Figure out what you really want to invest your time in. And prioritize that.
My dumb ass was in meetings all day, all week, just because I wanted to be a part of everything. So I had like 100 things on my resume, but then couldn't talk about what I actually did because I was always at something else when the actual stuff was happening. So it was just like, oh, I'm a part of this organization. What do I do? I go to meetings and I make suggestions. That was about it. So yeah, don't overload your plate because after a while it's like almost pointless.
I agree. Did you have any other advice?
Let me not say that, because my next piece of advice would be about learning how to finesse the system, but I do not want to encourage that. Again, it does not work for everybody, and I don't even want to go into what finesse the system may or may not mean for legal reasons. So yeah, wink. Also, if you have roommate problems, you know, there are healthy ways to solve those roommate problems. But also, if you need help solving those roommate problems, email askttrl@gmail.com so we can read your question aloud on the show.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
I like the drama-filled listener letter. So yeah, aside from that, man, just have fun, learn stuff. Put them networking skills to use because ultimately networking is what college is about. It really doesn't matter what you study. It's all about what you know. Well, I'll take that back. Not even necessarily what you know. Because in most cases nowadays, if you go into corporate America, whatever company hires you, they'll train you to do exactly what they want you to do. The degree is just so you can get in the door in most cases. So yeah, make sure you know people. Make sure people know you and like you. Make sure you have only positive things for people to say about you. So focus on that. Focus on those networking skills, get those grades, get that degree, and go do whatever it is you want to do. But like I said, have fun. This is the only time you get to go to college. I mean, you can always go back to college, but it's not the same. So these are your years. This is going to be one of the highlights of your life. I promise you. And it's going to go by really, really fast.
It will.
Like, it seems like, oh my gosh, this semester's dragging out. I'm ready to graduate. I want to graduate. Don't just, you can't live like that. You got to have fun. You got to enjoy it. Even the drama, the hard classes, the late nights when you're studying, sometimes you might have to retake a class. Enjoy all of that. Because after a while, that real world is no joke.
It truly is a different world.
It really is a different world.
We're not lying.
And my last piece of advice is, when I was a kid, I always dreamed of being an adult. But don't grow up. It's a trap. And that's my last advice.
Good luck, y'all. Get them A's, get them grades, and have fun, but not too much fun. Make wise choices. So let's go ahead and hop right into what's on my timeline. So
there's nothing on your timeline.
Well, actually, there's quite a bit on my timeline this week.
Speaking of timelines, can we talk about your new Instagram name real quick?
Yes.
Just make that announcement. I like it.
Yes, I finally did it, y'all. I know I've been saying for months or years, if you know me in real life, that I was going to change my handle for Instagram and Twitter. I used to be T-Car Examiner. And
why?
Or T-Car _ Examiner. I can't remember.
That.
Anyway, I used to write for this company called The Examiner. So it was, branding myself so that people would like read my articles. And then when that company dissolved, I just had a hard time changing it because I think emotionally didn't want to let it go. And then also, it's hard to find something that isn't already taken. So I just kind of put it off for a long time. But I don't know why today I was just kind of like struck and I was like, I'm going to change it today. And so I am T-Car on Twitter and Instagram. So go find me and follow me if you're not already. And I will say, as soon as I changed it, like I loved it immediately. And then as soon as I changed it, I was like, oh, I am totally getting married in 7 months. Am I still T-Car? And the thing is, like, a lot of my friends from undergrad called me T-Car. Like, that was just my nickname. And, if you saw or if you listened to the nickname episode, what was that one called? Aliases, I think.
Yeah, something
and
like
code
that.
names, secret names, something like that.
Yeah.
If you listen to that one, then you kind of know like a lot of our aliases and nicknames over the years. And that was one of mine. And it's so much a part of my identity. And I've had a lot of friends that are like super excited that I'm getting married, but they're all like, your last name. Like they're kind of sad because it is so much a part of who I am and a big part of like, I don't know, just my college years or even like, my 20s. And so I love that. I don't know if I will change it when we get married. I legit probably won't. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I've got almost a year.
Here's the thing. You're still T-Car professionally.
I am T-Car.
Yeah, you're still T-Car. 2, Tara Carr is probably going to be your professional name. Like, Kim Kardashian is still Kim Kardashian.
No, she's Kim Kardashian West.
Sometimes she's referred to as Kim Kardashian West, if you would have let me finish my sentence. But if you Google Kim Kardashian, it's still going to come up and just say Kim Kardashian married to Kanye West. So, yeah, it's just like you're still, like, nobody's not going to call her Kardashian because she's married. So, you feel me?
I feel you. I just think there's a lot of gray area in that scope. So we'll see. But follow me. I am T-Car. And so, I will pop up on your timeline a little bit differently. But let's hop into what's on my timeline. So starting off, Missy finally got the MTV Video Vanguard Award.
About damn time.
I mean, and the thing is, like, if you're talking about an award for music videos, I just don't know how we're waiting until 2019 for Missy.
To be honest, I'm not sure how J-Lo got it before she did.
I am not either, and I love J-Lo. And
J-Lo is great. Don't get me
J-Lo
wrong.
actually has some really good videos. They're fun, but they are not as intricate or as thought out as Missy's. Like, that's just not it. Missy, Michael Jackson, Beyonce, those are probably the people I think of when I think of someone like actually telling a story with the music video and putting thought into it and being creative with it. And so, super excited for Missy. Obviously you guys know we listen to The Read quite often, and we've heard them say for years how Missy deserved it, and we totally agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
Also saw Missy tweeted, I think she tweeted this a couple years ago, that if she ever won it, then she would take Kid Fury and Crissle as her guests. And she actually did.
Yeah.
Like, they posted the tickets. And so I'm so excited for them to share that moment. Shout out to Virginia Beach, where Missy and Timbaland are from, and then of course also Pharrell. Y'all know I count that as my second home because I used to live in Virginia for several years, and so that's awesome to see that. And Missy just dropped her first album in 13 years at midnight this past Thursday or Friday. I guess Thursday going into Friday. Did you listen to it?
I haven't had a chance to listen to the album yet. But I heard it's absolute fire. And I'm not remotely surprised.
It's good. I mean, it's Missy, so of course it's good.
Right.
But it's only 5 songs.
Oh, so it's an EP.
Right. That's what I was thinking. But every article I saw said album. And so I'm am I missing part of it?
Probably not.
I don't know.
Hold on, let me check Apple Music because you only got a title. I got both.
Yeah, I checked title. I don't know. I needed more. More.
Why Missy still? Yeah, it's
5 songs.
It's an EP.
Okay, so I guess people who were writing articles about it just put album.
Yeah, I'm gonna say because if it's 7 tracks or less, it's considered an EP. But
that's what I thought.
An LP or a studio album is 7 or 8 or more.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, I did enjoy it, and I appreciate whatever Missy wants to provide us with in terms of new music. But I was definitely wanting more because every article I saw said album. But I'm sure people who are writing these articles don't know the difference.
Yeah, most people don't. Like, I've been a music artist since I was like 13. Obviously, I'm not famous or nothing, but still, I've been doing it since I was like 13. And I literally had to look up the difference between EP and LP several times over the last like 8 years. So don't feel bad.
So, Missy obviously performed at the VMAs the other day. Did you get a chance to check that out?
I did.
What'd you think?
Man, Missy looked like she hadn't stopped. It looked like she never took a break.
Yeah.
It looked like she is the same age she was 20 years ago.
Yep.
Just with a little bit of weight loss.
Yep.
And looked like she's aging backwards, if anything. So.
Yeah, she looked great.
Oh yeah.
First of all, she came out with the Super Duper Fly, I Can't Stand the Rain, which was my first exposure to Missy, and I very, very vividly remember being a kid and watching that video and just being in awe of her. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like, nobody was doing anything like that at that time. And so, I mean, it was just, the song, the beat, the lyrics, the video. I mean, of course, everybody made jokes about how she looked like she was in a trash bag, but I mean, it was so dope. I mean, it just was. And then she kind of went from there to Pass That Dutch is one of my favorites. She also did, of course, Get Your Freak On, Lose Control. I mean, a lot of great hits. She brought back the little girl from It's Mike's Super Short Show.
Yeah.
What's her name?
Crap. Allison.
Yes. And the sad part about that is a lot of younger kids who were watching
don't know the significance.
They don't know who she is, but she killed it. Of course.
I was lit when I saw Allison pop up on the stage.
Yeah.
I wish she would have had more time, but
me too. That was my only thing, but I love that performance. Also Lizzo's performance.
I didn't see the whole thing. You just told me to watch the Missy part.
Oh,
you know, you did say watch everybody else. I didn't get a chance to watch everybody's. I just had to make sure I watched Missy because that was my homework for the day.
So we don't have cable, y'all.
Oh yeah, we don't have cable.
So we missed the actual VMAs. But
I forget some people still have cable.
It popped up on my timeline, and so I just was watching a couple of the clips on YouTube. And so in preparation for the show, I asked Ryan to watch Missy, Lizzo, and J-Lo, and he only watched Missy because
so I only get a 33 on my homework.
You fail. You get a 33%. And some people might say 1 out of 3 ain't bad, but 33% is pretty bad. So just yeah, and it's okay. I really wanted you to watch the Missy one, but
yeah, so
Lizzo,
I did that. Make sure I did that.
I mean, I really want you to watch all three. That's why I asked you to watch all three. But you know how when you say multiple things in text back to back and people only respond to one? That's what happened.
Yeah.
Lizzo, of course, killed it. And I was watching her performance, and I'm in awe of her success, and I'm just like so excited for her because somebody introduced me to Lizzo pretty early before she kind of blew up, and I was just like, I like her. Like, it was unique, it was different, but I was like, I love it. And she's another one that has really good music videos. But yeah, just to see her not being a stick figure and being on stage and owning it and killing it, and her backup dancers were not super thin either, and so I just love that. Body positivity, she's amazing, and she's so humble. Like, I watch her tweets and her IG posts, and she's just still like so in awe of every bit of praise that she's getting, but she definitely deserves it. So J-Lo's performance, I love J-Lo, and I've said that before on the show. She really did a good, crazy mashup of all her hits. She even brought out Ja Rule for I'm Real and Ain't It Funny, and I loved that.
I definitely got to go watch it now.
Yeah. I will say, back to Lizzo's performance, watching Queen Latifah enjoy it was the best part, because she was just getting her whole life, and everybody kept putting the camera on her.
The funniest part during the Missy Elliot performance, it kept showing Taylor Swift, and it was hilarious that she was the only person who wasn't singing while dancing.
Yes, and I was just like,
she was dancing and on beat and doing relatively decent moves,
anyone else?
But everybody around her was singing
exactly
and dancing. She was just like, "Oh, cool! I'm supposed to dance to this song because she's somebody." Okay. It was just like, really?
Yeah, that was so annoying.
Right.
But yeah, those were the three parts that I deemed worthy of watching. I saw the clips of other people and was like, nah. So y'all let me know if there's any other parts that were significant. I'll go back and check those out. But like I said, we don't have cable.
I gotta go back and finish my homework, apparently.
Yeah, you definitely do. We don't have cable, so a lot of times we miss these award shows. And sometimes award shows pop up on Hulu, but sometimes they don't. So I wish they would be a little tiny bit more consistent with that, because I would rather watch the VMAs and the BET Awards than the what was on there? It was the Oscars. I think it was the Oscars that popped up on Hulu. Yeah, which I did want to see parts of that. But anyway, point is,
the Oscars or the Emmys won.
I don't know.
I don't know.
So Kim K, speaking of Kim Kardashian West,
LOL.
A lot of y'all may know she received a lot of backlash like a few months ago because she was naming her new shapewear brand Kimono, and it was a play off of her name Kim, but it was also some deeper meaning that I don't even care to remember. But of course she had some valid reason for it, and I guess she just didn't really think about the implications that, of course, people would perceive it as cultural appropriation and disrespectful to the Asian community. And I just thought it was very, kind of short-sighted of her. Really, you didn't think of it and no one on your team thought of that. Hey, guys, this is why people need a seat at the table. Because someone should have spoken up and said, actually, I think this might be inappropriate and perceived the wrong way, even though you have some cute little reason for it. It's yeah, but is it worth the backlash? So anyway, she just announced the other day on Instagram that the new name is now Skims, Skims. And
that would have been better from jump.
It's Skims Solution Wear, and it's coming out September 10th. And I gotta be honest, I definitely signed up for the email list, because this is what I like about this product. It comes in sizes extra, extra small to 5XL. So I love the diversity that she's showing, which she was smart enough to do that, to realize that, people need different options and sizes. But what I love about it is that it comes in 9 different shades. So
that's a good thing.
It's not just white people nude and black. I don't.
You said black so hard. That
and
was
I
funny.
said black so hard because it makes me so mad. Like, how come white people are the only people that get nude? Think about it.
It's true. This is
look
true.
at Band-Aids. Look at bras, shoes, anything, pantyhose.
And the crazy part is I never noticed the Band-Aid thing until I was an adult.
Exactly.
And I was like, I've been lied to my whole life.
Yeah, exactly. And so anything that's supposed to be technically nude or flesh tone is white people nude. And that is just like one of the strangest strangest iterations of racism to me, because it's something that we don't think about, but it is, definitely something that is a part of our culture and that is just taken for granted. And I'm on a Band-Aid crusade. Really, I'm on like a nude crusade, because I feel like, if I want to wear some shapewear, then it should blend in with my skin just like everyone else. Like the black Spanx, I am about to get so heated just talking about this, because it makes me so angry
that they only come in solid black.
Like hers literally range in shades, and like I just really enjoyed that when I signed up for the little alerts or whatever, or their email list. They had like a quick little questionnaire of like what size and this and that and whatever, and I got to pick my shade, and I'm just like looking forward to that, because that is definitely something that other companies need to do a better job of. Like, I mean, the fact that I just bought my first like actual nude bra, like with like a year ago, stuff like that. I saw a guy that has a company that has nude Band-Aids that come in different shades for people of color, so it's getting better, but it's definitely still a problem. So I'm a fan of that. For if for nothing else, I like that she's being aware. And
go support the people that's doing this, because this is their investment. We are the people who have to support this, because this is for us. It's what we wanted. It's what we're griping about right now. So obviously, if there's an emergency, don't order the Band-Aids and wait for them to get there, because you'll be fine by the time, or you won't be fine by the time they get there. So, keep a couple regulars on deck, but then make sure you order enough.
But invest in,
so that you have them.
Yeah.
Invest in them so that you can put them everywhere that you may or may not be.
And that's something I'm thinking long term, that I want our kids to grow up with Band-Aids
to
that are
never have to wear them
skin color.
The white people flesh tone Band-Aids that I grew up wearing.
Yes, and I just never understood why they were that weird color. It didn't occur to me that was supposed to be blended in.
I didn't either. Yeah, I never noticed that either.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, I used to beg for the cartoon Band-Aids, like ones had the Rugrats and Reptar and stuff on there. But of course, those were like 75 cents more, and
right.
And Grant wasn't finna pay.
You ain't getting that.
Right. She's like, we got Band-Aids at home. I was like, yeah, but I want these.
Right.
But I didn't hurt myself enough to just invest in new Band-Aids, because anyway. But yeah, make sure you support these efforts, because if we don't purchase them,
then they're not gonna see value or
they're not
need.
gonna continue.
Yeah. So real quick, I just want to say a couple of things about Popeyes. Y'all know
support these people like you supported that Popeye chicken sandwich.
Yeah. Speaking of
don't
which,
even get me started on that.
So I know our whole last episode was almost pretty much dedicated to Popeyes, because we tasted that sandwich and our taste buds were forever changed.
That first bite, bro.
If you haven't tried one yet, I feel bad for you, because they are officially removed from the menu due to, quote, extraordinary demand, unquote. So that sandwich debuted August 12th and it sold out nationwide in only 2 weeks. So with that being said, I got a few things. Let people enjoy stuff, okay?
You feel me? Like, first of all, just because you're upset about everything doesn't mean that I'm not upset about everything. But the way my anxiety works, the way my mental health works, I gotta laugh about something. I can't just walk around pissed off all the time, because what happens if I do? I'm gonna punch somebody, and I'm not a violent person, so I'll have no defense in court. They'll be like, oh, well, you shouldn't have punched this person. Now I'm in court, losing my job, ain't got no money, just because you want me to be upset all the time. So I can't sit here and just listen to you complain about the world. What is it? Are you upset that you're not getting the attention that you feel like you deserve over this chicken sandwich? Or are you one of the few people that just didn't get one?
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of people that didn't get one, basically making fun of people who are saying that it's good. And I'm just like, well, if you hadn't tried it, then you don't get to talk about it. That's how I feel.
You're not a part of the conversation. Sorry. That's like showing up to class and you didn't read the book, but you still want to talk about something. No,
Right.
you ain't read the chapter. You don't know.
Yeah, it sounds like you just want to hear yourself talk at that point.
And that's fine, but just realize how you sound when you do that.
Also, like, we can be worried about the fires in the Amazon and also eat a sandwich.
You feel? Because I still got to eat while the fire burning. And still, no, I have yet to receive a link that says, hey, this is a direct thing that's going to help the Amazon stop burning. Again, it sounds like a thing for Jeff Bezos to do. I mean, I'm not saying he isn't. I don't know that he isn't. And he doesn't seem like the type of guy who won't, pitch in to help, because he's made multi-billions of dollars off of the name of a forest that's now on fire. So yeah, again, tell me where I can send some water or something. Tell me what I can do. In the meantime, I'm going to enjoy this sandwich, because luckily where we live, it didn't sell out as quickly as everywhere else. So we might have a chance to get them tomorrow too.
I just will say this, like I said, let people enjoy stuff. We can advocate for social justice and eat a sandwich. You're not any cooler because you're abstaining from the chicken sandwich.
Oh, no, babe. They're so cool.
like
we should all try to be like this person.
I don't get that. Yeah. I mean,
hey, y'all see this guy over here? He didn't get a Popeyes
even
chicken
some
sandwich.
people who know it's good are still talking crap about people who are enjoying it and talking about it. Like I literally saw someone who was like basically saying people were stupid for talking about the sandwich and not really talking about social justice. And then
here's the thing.
And then
I'm doing stuff about social
but like
justice.
then deeper in the comments, they were like, the sandwich is good though. And so I was just like, okay, so you had it, you enjoyed it, and you agree. Okay, so I saw one of my friends posted this. If you supported your friend's business like you supported Popeyes, man, shut your up. We've been buying dry dinners, stolen clothes, wet cheesecakes in a jar, clothes from boutiques made from wave cap material, popcorn from Junebug, fish dinners to bury your loved ones. Gosh dang, let people enjoy a sandwich. And that's how I feel. Like, for real, just let people enjoy this one thing. Like, what? I don't understand what the problem is. Like, and the thing is, I saw another post that was just basically saying like, y'all are basically too woke, because if there's something that I cannot find it, but it's basically saying like something that Black people really love or support and it's considered, what was it?
Take your time, baby.
No.
Let
Here it is.
them use you. There you go.
Shut up. Okay, so when Black people love something, it either 1, skyrockets in value, Popeye's chicken sandwich, and we're vilified for liking it, or 2, decreases in value, Michael Kors, etc., and we're vilified for liking it. Dear woke Black people, what can I have? Asking for all of us. And that's really how I feel, because Black people wear name brand stuff and it's seen as like, all of a sudden it's seen as like tacky.
Oh, so you too good to buy. Wait, yeah.
I get what you're saying. You know what I'm saying? Like
Crissle,
Coach, and Michael
like when
Kors.
Jay-Z stopped supporting Crissle because the owner of it said some racist stuff, and then Ace of Spades was born.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly what you're saying. When Jay-Z was always, Crissle, you got Crissle this. But then the owner was like, I don't want blah, blah, blah. Black people are ruining my brand and the value and all of that kind of stuff. So that's why he stopped doing that.
Okay. Well, no, what I'm saying is Black people judging Black people for liking like Michael Kors or Coach or anything like that. And then Black people judging Black people for boosting Popeye's chicken sandwich. Like, whatever the case may be, what can we have? What can we like?
I mean, y'all act like, first of all, I can name like 7 things that you're not all woke and upset about.
Right.
So don't act like you're the most woke person, you're the best person for it, because there's 100 other things that you don't know about that I don't know about, and we can't sit here and be pissed off about all of them.
My favorite one was like,
because bills still got to get paid.
Exactly. My favorite one was Popeye's chicken sandwiches distracting y'all from the fact that y'all got food at the house. Stay woke. And that's so true. I do have food at the house.
No, that's funny.
That's the hardest part of adulting, is telling yourself you got food at the house. But
that don't count. That's groceries. There's a difference.
Right. But no, seriously, y'all, I just want to say, like, enjoy the chicken sandwich if and when it ever comes back. It's really good. But also, if you don't want one, please shut up. Don't talk about it. Like, just let people enjoy it. Just let people enjoy it. Also,
like, what am I supposed to do in response to your griping?
Yeah.
Because one, I don't care. Two, your opinion doesn't pay my bills. You see the recurring theme here about bills having to be paid?
Also, I'm just going to say, you know, this chicken sandwich kind of came at a really opportune time, like we said last week, where people are upset with Chick-fil-A and they kept eating it. Some people boycott it. Some people kept eating it because it's good. But now we have another even better option, and it's a company that is not treating our LGBTQ plus brothers and sisters like trash. So
not only do I still get to eat a chicken sandwich, but I get a better chicken sandwich now,
and I don't feel bad,
and I don't miss the other one now.
Yeah. So anywho, I'm gonna leave it at that. Enough about Popeyes, but I just had to say it's just a chicken sandwich, but it's a really good chicken sandwich. So let's have it.
It was a fun moment. It was a fun moment.
It's a piece of culture. Anyway,
you feel me? Because like, what were we tripping about last year at this point? Or what was the hot button thing? Like fidget spinners. Y'all remember fidget spinners?
It's always something.
Ain't nobody think about fidget spinners no more. Just relax, you miserable people. Or even
people. Pokemon Go. Like there's always something.
There's always something. It's going to trend. That's human nature at this point. And
you take part or you don't, but don't make fun of people who enjoy it.
Because I'm still going to enjoy it and I'm going to have fun.
So the next few things on my timeline are like literally like throwbacks to my childhood. So for one, Anne Hathaway allegedly is coming back for Princess Diaries 3. I'm excited about that because Princess Diaries is one of my favorite movies. However, I didn't really get into Princess Diaries 2. It seemed quite juvenile to me. Like Princess Diaries to me was just a solid, good quality movie. Like, yeah, it was some like teenage moments and teenage romance and teenage angst, but it's just a good movie, good story. Princess Diaries 2 just kind of seemed a little juvenile for me, but maybe that's because I was older when it came out. I don't know. So Princess Diaries 3 is supposed to focus on her actual reign, which is gonna make me mad if the grandma's not there.
That's real.
So hopefully they didn't kill her off, but I'm excited for that. I'll give it a chance if nothing else. Also, shout out to Mattel. Killing the game with social justice and equality and inclusion. So for one, they have a Barbie in a wheelchair, and I just think that is a beautiful representation for young girls to be able to see themselves. For me, I grew up collecting Barbies. I grew up playing Barbies. I grew up, super excited about Barbies that looked like me. I'm just gonna be honest. Our parents didn't buy us white Barbies. They bought us Barbies that looked like us. The only white Barbies that I can think of that we really had were collector's items. So obviously the Lucille Ball one was white, and then a couple of other ones that were like collectibles. We just, for the most part, we got Barbies that look like us, and I love that. And so for young girls that are in wheelchairs, I think this is really going to be a powerful move for them. Also, they have a few new collectible Barbies that I definitely want to add to my collection, and that is the Rosa Parks one as well as Sally Ride. This is going in that same collection that had Katherine Johnson, and I've been waiting for that one. It's been sold out every time I've checked, but I really want that one. But yeah, I'm just excited about that. And the cool thing about these historical ones is it has like a story. It tells the story of the characters, and so people are able to get that lesson as well, and young girls are able to be inspired and motivated and realize they can do anything, because that's why Barbie was started. And because before Barbie dolls, this is what people don't understand. Some people hate or love Barbie, but I'm gonna tell you why I love Barbie. Before Barbie dolls, you really only had baby dolls or paper dolls. And so baby dolls basically were conditioning young girls to motherhood. And that was all you could really aspire to be, was, okay, I'm going to grow up and be a mother, so let me practice now with this baby doll. And obviously you didn't realize that that's what you were thinking, but that was kind of the thought behind it. But with Barbie dolls, you're able to imagine yourself as a woman. You're able to imagine yourself as an adult. You're able to see yourself as a dentist, a doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, whatever career Barbie had, you knew you could do that too, an astronaut, whatever it is. And so that's why I love Barbies, and I'm super excited for these new ones. Got to add that. Also, did you see that Blue's Clues reboot?
Before we go to Blue's Clues, sorry, but this transition. Speaking of Barbie and Mattel, you remember the other day we were in Target and then we said something about the dolls, and I was like, nah, that's Hasbro.
Yeah.
That's why I don't look right. So Mattel is primarily known for all the Barbies. So the OG Barbies, the actual the main Barbie collection is all Mattel. Now, Hasbro is another toy company, and they make, a lot of action figures and games and all kinds of other stuff. Great work. However, Hasbro has made a strange move in their acquisition of Death Row Records.
Stop.
Hasbro, the toy company,
You lying.
acquires gangster rap label Death Row Records as part of a $4 billion deal.
I don't get it.
So they got Play-Doh,
Yeah.
Power Rangers, Monopoly, and Suge Knight.
Wow. I have so many
I don't
questions.
get it. I do too. Now, there's several articles. I just heard about this today. Didn't have time to really research it because I didn't finish the actual homework I was given. But man, it's gonna be rough when I start school again. Anyway, yeah. So I got to read like 6 different articles because there's 6 different headlines, and some of them don't mean the exact same thing. So, but yeah, check that out.
Wow.
Hasbro, the toy company,
That's so odd.
about Death Row Records.
What a weird
So I'm
acquisition.
assuming whatever masters that Snoop and Pac don't own, or that Pac's estate doesn't own, is now a Hasbro property.
Wow, that's an odd marriage.
It is. So yes, back to Blue's Clues.
Here's the mail, it never fails. It makes me wanna wag my tail. When it comes, I wanna yell,
Meow! Yeah, that was the jam back in the day.
I remember when Blue's Clues came out. That's how old I am, and I used to love me some Blue's Clues.
Man, Blues was like, it bothered me a little bit
Back
because
when it was Steve.
Right, yeah, man, Steve's the OG. Back when like we had to actually respond to the TV, I was a little bit kind of old to be responding to the TV.
But I
still watched it.
Even when I watched the reboot video on YouTube today, I responded.
Right, they were like,
he was like, "Are you gonna help?" I was like, "Yes, I will help you." I'm about to cry.
And even my little, however old we were self, I was like, yeah. And then I'm picturing the kids around like this, watching it in other places, like, yeah, we'll help you. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, me too.
But man, the handy dandy notebook.
That notebook, handy dandy.
The salt and pepper was married in the
salt
show.
And pepper, and then they had paprika.
And paprika.
Little baby.
The baby, yeah. So you had to like never, in dining etiquette, you don't separate the salt from the pepper.
Because
they're married.
Yes.
Yeah, so they were always together. That was cool.
And magenta, man, yeah. I legit used to love Blue's Clues. Also, Blue's Clues kind of taught me how to draw a little bit because he made it seem so simple. And I was like, okay, I could do that.
Yep.
But yeah, y'all. So Blue's Clues, as you know, it was Steve originally, and then Joe took over, and now we got, what's the new dude's name? Josh, yes.
And they're all cousins.
Yeah, but Josh look Hispanic or Asian or something.
Yeah.
He's a person of color.
He's of color.
But that's okay. He can still be related to Steve and
because we have white
Joe.
Cousins.
Yeah.
On your side, on both sides of my family.
Yeah.
And on both sides of your family, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
There's different types of families. Anyway, point is.
Then there's actual, yeah.
Point is, I can't wait to watch the new Blue's Clues. I feel like I need to like babysit somebody's kid to justify watching it, but I really enjoyed it. So if you get a chance, check it out. Just Google new Blue's Clues. Also Black Panther 2, Marvel just released that day. It'll be out May 6, 2022. I really am excited about that. I hope
a very long time from now.
It is a long time from
now. But they need a long time.
But here's the thing. They do need a long time if you really think about how detailed and intricate the first movie was. Because I went to a lecture by the woman who was the costume designer, and she was just breaking down every little detail that came into play. So yeah, they take your time. Also, I remember when they first announced Black Panther 1, and I thought, man, that's a long time from now. Then when it came out, it was like, oh, here it is. Same thing with Lion King. So it'll be here before we know it. The Proud Family is allegedly coming back to Disney Channel. I guess to that Disney app. And
did I send you that video?
The video of
It was like what appeared to be an updated Proud Family, but then there was obviously ones that were like artist created. But I sent one that appeared to be from Disney.
Oh, I didn't see that. But here's the thing.
It may or may not have been. I don't remember. I just remember seeing it and sending it.
I saw like an image that was an updated version. I didn't see a video. But here's the thing. If Sugar Mama is dead, I don't know if I'm going to be able to handle it. But Penny's growing up. I don't know. I don't know what to expect with this new Proud Family. I really need Solange and Beyonce to do the theme song again and update it for us. But
I like how you said Solange and Beyonce and not Solange and Destiny's Child.
I know, because
I don't know how I feel about that.
I love me some Kelly and Michelle, but I would be fine if it was just Solange or Beyonce.
I think it should be Chloe and Halle.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it probably should. But yeah, so looking forward to that hesitantly. Because that was my show.
Bella hesitantly.
Last thing on my timeline is something that is kind of on my mind right now, and I would say probably on yours as well, and that is Serena Williams' husband, Alexis Ohanian, wrote kind of an open letter about paternity leave. Did you see that?
I did, but I did not get to read it. I apologize.
I think you should read it when you get a chance, because and the thing is, I don't know if I sent you the version that I read, but then I went back and tried to Google it, and all I could find was articles about him writing it. But you should read the original one that he wrote in his words. But it was really great because he was just talking about how important it was for him to take time off and take paternity leave after they had their little one. And he especially realized it because Serena Williams had such a difficult birth story, and so it was kind of scary. And that's just, it's something we don't really think about. And he was saying that he didn't even think about it before when he was over, what's the company, Reddit. He was over Reddit, and they had like a very substantial paternity leave policy in place. Someone else brought it up, and he was like, yeah, sure, that sounds good. But he didn't really realize how important it was until he had a baby. But yeah, I just think that it's kind of sad because men want to be involved, but then society kind of makes it difficult. I have
American society.
So I have friends who've had babies and their husbands ended up having like 2 weeks off, maybe 3 weeks off, and I'm just like, man, 2 weeks flies by. 3 weeks flies by, and then the mom is left there, and that's assuming the mom has 12 weeks and is left to kind of manage things on her own, which is very, very difficult, I imagine. But one cool thing that I did notice is that dads are now, I saw this as well, kind of went hand in hand, a different article that said dads now spend 3 times as much time with their kids than previous generations.
My dad always said, I want a better life for you than what I had. And, I'm sure everybody else's dad said that same thing, and now we're putting that into action. That's all I got.
Yeah. So in 1982, 43% of fathers admitted they never changed a diaper. And
wow.
That's now down to 3%.
Keyword admitted.
Right.
Wow.
And now that's 3%. So
I never thought that was an option. I
didn't either. Like, what dads are not changing diapers?
It's crazy.
But yeah, but anyway, that was just one example of like a way that dads bond with their children, and that's through like changing diapers, doing the kids' hair, getting them dressed. And I very, very vividly remember my dad doing my hair and, get me out the door because, my mom being a nurse, she had to be at work earlier than he did. He owned his own business. And so he was really doing the drop-offs.
I feel like I'm going to be good at doing our daughter's hair. I feel like it's going to suck at first, but once I figure it out, I'm going to be like, yeah.
You're probably going to be better than me.
You think so?
Yes, I do, because you are more of a perfectionist with stuff like that. So you're going to like YouTube it and figure it out and come up with like all these creative styles, and I'm gonna like do the same thing over and over again because
you're probably right.
I'll never forget when I used to like babysit my niece. She would just be like, Auntie Tara, do you know how to do kids' hair? I'm like, no, but I'm here and I'm about to do your hair, so deal with it. And that's kind of how I am. Like, look, we're going to find something simple. I'm not doing all these creative mosaic braid styles. I'll have to drop you off and get your hair done.
Right.
So.
Yeah. That's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to that.
Same Z's. And hopefully by the time we have kids, the U.S. will make some progress in terms of paternity leave and maternity leave. At least
the state where we live.
Yeah.
You know, something.
We'll see.
Yeah, it's another one of those things that we are, you know, advocating for while eating that Popeye sandwich. So,
exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, with that said, is that all for your timeline?
That's it.
Okay, cool. So I'm just going to jump into these weird headlines. And we're going to pay a visit to our old friend, Florida Man. We should start calling this segment Florida Man.
Yeah, because most of it is Florida.
Actually, both of these stories I'm going to read are Florida Man. All right, so Florida Man who didn't flush toilet threatened griping friend with a machete. So a guy who didn't flush the toilet threatened his friend who was like, hey man, go flush my toilet.
Wow.
Threatened him with a machete.
What in the world?
Yeah. So I'm reading this for the first time right along with y'all. Florida man apparently didn't appreciate being told to flush the toilet in another person's home after using it. He allegedly threatened the fellow who complained by threatening to chop him with a machete.
I'm gonna tell you what, like, I don't understand why you wouldn't flush the toilet at someone else's house. Like, you know, there's this whole sustainability trend now. If it's yellow, let it mellow. But I would even only do that at home. I wouldn't do that at somebody else's house. Right. But if you're like using the bathroom at somebody else's house, like one of my worst fears is flushing and then it, you know, not flushing all the way. Yeah, it backs up. Like, I can't imagine just like getting mad because someone asked you to flush.
Right. Like, what kind of person you got to be, I guess, Florida man. The suspect, 46-year-old Keith Mounts, later offered his all too appropriate explanation to police. Shit happened.
Oh, I just got that. I'm so
there
slow.
You go. Okay. I was like, come on. Yeah, as a result of the crappy situation, Pasco County's sheriff deputies arrested Mounts Saturday with a felony of aggravated assault charge. Although Mounts told police he was using the weapon to defend himself, officers said that he could give no reason why he needed to do that in the first place. So yeah, again, like, flick of the wrist. How hard is it to flush a toilet?
It's quite simple.
Like, instead of reaching for a machete and preparing yourself for a physical altercation, which may or may not end in the death of another person or a serious bodily injury to either one of y'all, why not just press the little lever right there with the flick of the wrist? Just how hard is it to flush a toilet? Come on, Florida man. Anyway, that was hilarious. Also, Florida man.
Oh, Florida man. Takes
golf cart on wild ride through Walmart.
Why?
Police.
In the inside or in the parking lot?
Inside of the store. Here go the video right here. You can watch this later. Police said the suspect wanted to speak to a manager.
I bet they did.
So authorities say 56-year-old Florida man took his golf cart on a wild ride through a Walmart store, terrorizing shoppers and ignoring deputies' orders to stop before crashing into a cash register.
Oh my gosh.
Hillsborough County Sheriff's investigators say they were summoned to the store near Tampa on Thursday, where they found Michael Dale Hudson blocking the liquor store entrance with his golf cart. Tampa Bay Times reports he was demanding to speak to a manager. Sound like Florida man's wife with a bob.
Yeah,
the little short haircut.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the spoken customers jumped out of the way. He was jailed on multiple charges, including aggravated battery. So maybe somebody was injured. Doesn't specify,
wow.
But aggravated battery is a charge where someone was aggravatedly battered. Mm-hmm. So I'm assuming, hitting several customers. Yeah, so it doesn't specify any of the customers' injuries. But yeah, that counts as aggravated battery.
Wow.
So yeah.
It's bad enough when you get hit with a shopping cart.
Right.
In Walmart. And then back of them ankles. But can you imagine just trying to get you a little bread and butter and milk?
Right.
And somebody hits you with a golf cart?
Yeah, that's
like,
crazy.
I just came in here for trash bags. That's all I needed.
Yeah.
And now I'm going to the hospital.
Right. I just wanted some peanut butter.
The weirdest thing I've seen at Walmart so far is this guy just walking around with a snake. You remember that?
Yeah, that
was
happened
so
at the
bizarre.
Walmart that we frequent.
Yeah, that's quite bizarre.
That same day, there was somebody with a dog.
Yeah.
A big dog that did not have a service collar.
Yeah.
A service animal collar on, like the official one. Then there was also a cat in somebody's purse. You know how people have a little small animal in a purse?
Or are we at
like, what
the
is
grocery
this?
store? I can't tell.
I'm like, did Walmart sponsor a zoo today or something? What happened?
Too much.
It was so weird. That was like the one point where I was like, we need to get out of Arkansas.
Yeah, it's time to go.
That was like the one time I've ever said that. But yeah, where we live in Arkansas, it's fine. But it was like the rest of the state that day. Yeah, so Florida man. I guess that wraps it up. I kind of made that quick since we talked a lot about your timeline. And I believe we got a listening letter or two, or maybe three.
We do. So remember, just shoot us an email at askttrl@gmail.com. That's askttrl@gmail.com. We want to hear from you. We want to answer your questions about your relationship issues or work problems.
Roommate drama if you're in college.
Yeah, whatever you got going on.
Professor drama.
If you're having some, some personal issues.
Hey, we Greek, so if you got sorority and fraternity drama, we might be able to help you out with that too.
Or if you just want to ask us a random question, you can do that as well. And we will hopefully try to answer to the best of our ability. So our question this week, they requested a fake name from Fast and Furious. So we're gonna go with Dominic Toretto. And so
I don't have friends. I got family.
So Dominic says, "Hey guys, I've been dating this girl for a few months now, and I really like her, but sometimes she has bad breath coming from her mouth that speaks life." Please read between the lines. So her vajayjay smells less than fresh.
Wow.
I feel like she should be able to smell it, but it seems like she can't, so what should I do? How do I tell a grown 22-year-old woman about her lady hygiene? Also, I know Ryan said he's a Fast and Furious fan, and I want to know his thoughts on Hobbs and Shaw.
Oh, that's why you picked the Fast and Furious name.
Thanks, Dominic Toretto.
Okay, let me just start by saying I haven't seen Hobbs and Shaw yet, and I'm embarrassed. So please forgive me, everybody.
I am too, because I was really waiting for it to come out. Tyrese distracted y'all.
Stay
woke.
Tyrese distracted y'all. Stay woke. But yeah, I legit.
What more do you want from me?
What do you want from me? That was the jam of that remix. Anyway.
Yes.
Man, bruh just straight up said her mouth that speaks life.
It took me a while to get that,
Bad
because I was like,
from her mouth that speaks life.
So she got gingivitis.
That is that's probably the most clever way that I have ever heard. Ever heard someone reference the female
vajayjay.
anatomy. That is, I love that. Whoever sent this,
It's brilliant.
Yeah, I need to send you a T-shirt. Whenever we start doing merchandise, you getting a shirt just for that, because that was clever and hilarious at the same time. And you're a Fast and Furious fan, so we family. So yeah, yeah. Wow. Okay, so let's answer this question. It must be really bad. All right, so here's the thing. Here's what a lot of people don't realize or don't understand. When there is a consistent odor, now you can go back and correct everything I'm about to say if it's wrong, but from my understanding, when there is a consistent, less than pleasant odor coming from a lady, it usually is the result of either a hormonal imbalance, a pH imbalance, or a lack of proper hygiene, or an infection. So it's usually one of those four things. Now, in a lot of cases, you can just go see a doctor, an OBGYN. Is that the right doctor for that? Mm-hmm. So if you go see an OBGYN, they will generally, I think it's called a pap smear or something like that.
It's not a bagel.
What did I say?
You said pap smear.
What is it?
Pap smear.
I thought smear goes on the bag because you smear it onto the bag.
No, it's called schmear. It's a
so
bagel.
Why is it? Okay, anyway. Whatever. Okay, anyway, whatever. So
now I want a bagel.
Yeah, I work right in front of Einstein, so I'm good.
Oh, somebody had some good smelling bagels and cream cheese at work this morning, and I was tempted.
Hey, if you want to gain weight, that's the quickest way to do it. Just eat a bagel every morning.
I love bagels.
I do too, but man, I gotta cut that out.
Yeah.
Too many carbs. Anyway, so yeah, Speaking of bagels, yeast infection is one of the things that can be treated, if I'm correct. I mean, obviously it's treatable. You don't die from it. This is interesting.
Oh,
okay.
Gosh. I'm just like, I'm trying to let you get everything out before I speak.
Right. What I say? Hormonal imbalance. She might be pregnant. She might have had, y'all might have had a sexual intercourse encounter in which, there was not a proper rinse, to put it lightly. She might be late, or it might be like a birth control, like an intrauterine device. Did I say that right? Look at me. Look at me saying words right. Yeah. So yeah, there might be an issue with IUD. But yeah, in most cases, there are things you can do that can correct that imbalance. A lot of times it's literally just that there's a matter of, a different way to clean that area. And the only reason why I know a vast majority of this is because I listen to Rude Jude in the afternoons. So he seems to know a lot about that. But yeah, anyway, I've heard that soap is not good for the vagina, like regular soap. So it's not like soap and water is just the solution, because that can further throw off the pH balance. So don't suggest that. Now I'm gonna let Tara talk for a second, but then I want to come back so I can tell you how to approach her about it.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. Okay, so a lot of what you said was true. I will say this. Most of the times it's not that she doesn't know hygiene. Most of the times I'm gonna just be honest. It could be an STD.
Yeah, that.
And I'm not trying to tell you your girlfriend got an STD, but it could be something that's been dormant for years that she didn't know about before you guys got together. It could be just straight up bacteria vaginosis that can be treated. It's like not an STD, but it's not an infection. It's a bacteria, and that's very, 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 very common. But it's a matter of literally going to the doctor and getting the right antibiotics. And the thing with antibiotics is, particularly with this, you have to take all of it. You have to take all of it, and
on time, right? Because that's how antibiotics work. Yeah, you can't like take it a day late or something like that. Am I right?
I mean,
okay, carry on.
Whatever the prescription says, follow that. So, at 22, I'm just gonna say a lot of people in their teen years and early 20s are not really as prone to go to the doctor quite regularly. But also a lot of times when women go to the doctor, you just kind of sit there and you do whatever, and they're like, do you have any questions? And you're like, nope. And then you leave. Like, I just want to say for all the women out there, throughout whatever the year, as you're preparing for your annual appointment, take notes in your phone on what your questions are. And when they say, do you have questions? You say, actually, I do. I'm glad you asked. Don't feel like you're rushing that doctor. You only see the doctor once a year most of the time. And then you wait all day for them to come out. You sit up here with the nurse and then, sitting there reading a book on your phone, trying to wait for that. They take their precious time. When they ask, do you have questions? You say, yes, I do. And that is something that is embarrassing, but you can bring that up to your doctor and they'll be like, oh, actually it might be this, or it might be this, or let's run this test. Like, don't be ashamed or embarrassed or afraid to speak up about stuff like that. One thing I will say though is, the vajayjay is not necessarily supposed to smell like a bed of roses. Okay. So there's that. I want to kind of shift men's perspective of what it's supposed to smell like. But if it is a really strong odor, then yeah, you might need to go to the doctor. But I will say this, I'm going to let you say how you would recommend he approach it, but I'm just going to go ahead and say there is no way that you can say this where she's not going to be offended or upset. Like, nobody, like, it's the same thing with actual bad breath. Like, if you're like, hey, I just want to let you know you have really bad breath, nobody's going to be like, oh, thank you. It's usually going to be like, wait, what? Like, I mean, that's something. And the thing is, there's a difference between a temporary situational odor and then just like a permanent odor. So like we all have bad breath sometimes. Like when you first wake up in the morning, you got bad breath. You just do. Everybody does. After you drink coffee, you got bad breath. You know, sometimes if you hadn't drank enough water that day, you got bad breath. Similar situation with the vajayjay odor. Like obviously you go to the gym, come back and you know, you don't smell like roses. Even sometimes after a long day, if you've been running around, running errands, okay, yeah, you don't smell like roses. But if you are feeling like it's more than that, which I'm assuming it is for you to take the time to send this email, then it might be something that she needs to actually check out. So how would you recommend that he approach her?
All right. Like my soon-to-be wife said, there's no way to get around it without offending her. Now, in my opinion,
gotta get over it.
Exactly. She got to get over it because the fact that whether you say it or don't say it, it's still an issue, right? So here's the thing. Now, first of all, if you really like this girl and y'all seem to be in the place where you think y'all are, then of course you can approach her. First of all, it is a sensitive subject I'm assuming for most women, that you have to approach it very delicately. Make sure she understands that it's coming from a place of concern and that you're not trying to obviously be alone. Don't be anywhere near anybody else. Don't bring it up in public. This is some behind closed doors where y'all ain't got nowhere to be for the next 4, 5, 6 hours or more. And just pull it to the, even when y'all are alone, pull it to the side. I mean, don't even say it loud. You know, unless you know, in case you got an Amazon Echo or Alexa or whatever, listening, or Google Home. You know, don't say it loud enough where anything can hear you. Don't say it near a window. Don't say it near a phone. Don't say it if you hadn't got that FaceTime bug fixed on the iPhone. Whatever the case is, pull it to the side and just say, hey, you know, I noticed a bit of an odor coming from your lady area, and there's a bit of a concern for me. I want to make sure that you're healthy. You know, it could be bacteria or a pH imbalance. And, you know, I think we should go get that checked out. Or if you know what to do about it, you know, take those additional steps.
And it can be that simple.
It can be that simple. And she could still be ready to burn your house down for saying it.
Or she might be like, no, yeah, you're right. I noticed it. I was hoping you hadn't noticed it. I do need to go to the doctor. Yeah. Like, it could be that simple. I will say if she gets upset, then just allow her to have time to process it. Let her have that moment and move on. Yeah. I feel bad for you because you said y'all ain't been together for a few months. And I'm just going to say the longer you've been with someone, the easier it is to bring up stuff like that. True. Like, if we had just started dating, I don't know if I would be like, hey, you got a booger in your nose. But now
she'll reach in there and get it.
The funny thing is,
she was literally reaching as I said that, and there's no booger in my nose, but she was acting it out as I knew she would just reach in there and get it, and I went ahead and said it.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, there are things that in our first year or two of being together, I would have just like full on just cried and just, I can't believe you would say that. Versus now I'd be like, oh, you're right. Like, right. It's just, you know, it's just a different level of comfort when you've been together a lot longer. So I will say, you know, just be aware of that. Y'all have only been together a few months. I don't think that means you need to wait a couple years to tell her. Absolutely not. Then she'll be mad, like, dang, why you didn't tell me earlier? Right. But just keep in mind that can affect how well she takes it. Obviously, don't mention the STD thing. Yeah, no, because we don't want this to turn into her thinking you're accusing her of anything. But you can just say the pH balance thing and go into the doctor, which honestly, it probably is a pH balance thing because everything we eat, everything we consume, I'm talking about detergent, soap, any kind of chemical products impacts our pH balance.
Hey, is she doing keto? Because if she's doing keto, I heard that.
I did hear that.
That results
that makes you kind of smell down there.
Because of what you're putting in your body and how your body is processing it. Certain people's bodies process things a certain way that could ultimately result to, I think it's something to do with what your system is flushing out and how it reacts with your genetic makeup, meaning your skin and the chemicals in your skin, and two, the excrement itself. Like if you eat like a bunch of asparagus and you go to the bathroom, you go pee, there's that.
Or really any fruit. All fruit freshens things up.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
like if you eat asparagus, when you go pee, it's gonna smell like you ate asparagus.
Yeah, it will.
It's gonna be very obvious. So it could just be something that
you literally
simple.
are what you eat.
Literally.
So I mean, I just want to say good luck. Please send us a follow-up email. I want to know how it went, because that is a tough thing to talk about with your partner.
And also, if she one of them like super natural flower child type girls where she just doesn't believe in deodorant, like if she got hair under her arms and like intentionally doesn't shave, then there could be a whole nother thing. That
Also, if she has hair down there, that causes odor,
the hair
sweat,
sort of retains a certain amount of odor as well.
Yeah. So she might have to just tidy things up, make an appointment, get really intimate with your waxer,
right? That kind of stuff. But like I said, if she gets super offended, wait it out.
Yeah, just let it go.
Also, if she gets super offended, it means she probably knows.
Yeah.
If she's like shocked and wants to leave or wants you to leave or whatever the case, because I told y'all to be in the house somewhere or something like that. If she feels the need to get away from you, then at that point she's probably just embarrassed.
Yeah.
And didn't realize it, or was hoping you didn't realize it, hoping you didn't know.
That's like when I haven't shaved my legs, I'm like, can everybody see this, or am I just being super self-conscious?
You literally had me look at your legs. I'm like, what am I looking at? And you're like, I haven't shaved. I'm like, you haven't shaved today or what? I couldn't tell. I legit couldn't tell.
Yeah. So sometimes it's one of those things where you're like, am I being super sensitive, or can everybody notice this? But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just one of those things where if you're with that person, then you should be able to tell them stuff like that. But the earlier it is in your relationship, the harder it is, just because that comfort level isn't quite there. But I do think you should still give it a shot. So good luck. But again, I want to tell you, it's not necessarily telling her about hygiene, but more so pH balance, bacteria, things like that. It may be things that are out of her control. So
right.
the vajayjay is a self-cleaning body part, but the outside and everything around it, you do have to obviously clean. But
hey, check her laundry detergent too, because Tara said you're supposed to use the like free and clear stuff.
Tara's doctor said.
So yeah. Tara said, and that's all we buy. And I don't mind, I guess, but I would have kept buying the stuff that smells good.
But just look at there are different things that you can Google in terms of like what chemicals and products shift your pH balance and what's okay. But yeah,
and last but not least, drink more water.
Definitely water.
Yeah. She might just be dehydrated and her body don't know how to react. There's a
so many
slew
reasons.
of things that it could be.
So many reasons. But
I doubt she'll break up with you over this.
Yeah. Just try to approach it like you would if she had a booger in her nose or her fly was down. Like, it's just more a matter of like...
Don't use the P word when you say it.
No.
Don't say yo stank.
Don't do that.
Don't use the word stank at all.
No.
Don't use the word stink.
No.
Don't say funky.
No.
Don't say smell like this. Don't say smell like that.
No. Because the thing is, like, this is something that's very, like, women are very insecure about, because that's, like, a hard thing when you go through puberty and then middle school and then gym. I mean, there's just so many emotions tied to that. So, of course, everyone wants to be fresh all day, every day. But just be careful with your approach.
Yeah, only say vagina if you have to specify the body part. Do not use any of the colloquialisms or the slang terminology.
I really like your... mouth that speaks life.
That was I would just say I would say use that.
So good luck, Dominic. Let us know how that goes. We want to hear back from you. And just remember, anyone else who has a question, just shoot us an email at askttrl@gmail.com.
Don't say the cat does smell like it's been in the alley.
Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna wrap things up with our
kind of overtime here.
Stop it.
I mean, we don't have a time limit, but we try to keep them short, and this is not short.
We're going to wrap things up with our love life advice of the week. Just a quick tip in general for those of you who are boot up or trying to be boot up or just want to know, for future reference. So my quick tip for this week is take turns dating each other.
Aww.
And so I'm saying this because I gotta be honest.
Go for it.
We don't really go on a whole lot of dates.
True.
And when I say dates, I mean that in air quotes, dates. I mean, obviously, we spend a lot of time together. You know, we go out to eat a lot. We go to the movies. We do things together quite a bit. So I'm not saying that to say, oh, we don't ever go on dates. I'm just saying, like, I know a lot of couples are a little bit more rigid and structured in the whole, like, date night type of thing where you have a scheduled an official date night. We don't really do that.
Right.
And so because we don't really subscribe to that method, a lot of times we kind of forget to be intentional about date nights. And I'm very guilty of being like, babe, take me on a date.
Yeah, you do.
And I have to remind myself, like, I can take you out on a date.
Like, babe, take me out on a date.
Right. And it's so funny because my niece is hilarious, and she's just kind of like obsessed with us and the fact that we're getting married. And she legit called me the other day and was like asking how my day went.
Love your niece.
And she was like, well, did you spend any time with your fiance? And I was like, yeah.
She's my favorite.
We live together. Of course I did. And she's like, no, take him out on a date. And so I was just like, kind of rolling my eyes and laughing at her, but also being like, oh, she right. I need to. And so with that being said, I have to remind myself that if I want to, have a romantic experience and go out on our date night and things like that, that I can plan it. It's not all falling on you. Sometimes maybe you want to be wined and dined.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, this is both of our relationship.
Exactly. We are equal partners. And so
we both got to be happy.
Exactly. So I am in the process of planning out a fun date night for us coming soon. And I just want to share that with you all, that if you're in a relationship, you just remember to take turns planning the fun things for each other, even if that's a date night or even if it's just like a gift or a fun surprise. Like, just keep dating your partner no matter how long you've been together.
Surprise her with flowers. Like, I can't tell you how many times I haven't bought her flowers, and I hear of it every chance she gets. You never buy me flowers. And I'm like, you're right, I don't. Now, frankly, my philosophy on buying somebody flowers is like, they're going to die in about 3 or 4 days, when I could have spent that money on a lovely meal or a box of chocolate or something. And I generally do that quite a bit. Now, as long as we've been together a very long time at this point. And a lot of the times my, me buying flowers is me buying her something that she actually needs. I'm like, I'm going to surprise her with this. Or we just going to go to the Nike outlet and I'm going to buy her some shoes because I know she needs new workout shoes or new training shoes. Or I just really, really, really like Nike and I like buying everybody around me Nike. So sometimes it's just like, don't forget to do something that's romantic and not so much practical. Of course, she's very appreciative of everything that I do, that we're both very appreciative of everything we do for each other. But, don't forget to buy flowers. Or you're going to, who's that, Bruno that said,
Bruno.
I should have brought you flowers.
Come on, preach.
Yeah, so don't be that guy who should have bought flowers. That's all I got to say.
Yeah, because your philosophy on flowers don't matter. If
I
like flowers, then I want flowers.
Like, there's a dead flower downstairs right now, and it's a rose or something. I don't remember where it came from. But the thorn stabbed me, like, in this area on my finger, like, right here, and it still hurts. Like, it hurts bad. Like, I don't know what to do about it. So, yeah, I don't like dead flowers. I don't like living flowers that are gonna die.
But I do, and that's what matters. So go to the farmer's market, go to Walmart. You don't have to spend a ton of money on 1-800-flowers.com, or go to a local flower shop.
Go pick some flowers. Like, flowers grow in nature. Some of them are free. So you ain't got to spend a whole lot of money. Sometimes it's about the effort that you went somewhere where there were flowers. Obviously, don't trespass on nobody's property.
Wow. Because
that can get you arrested. But find some nice flowers that are blooming in nature. Plant her some flowers. Get a little planter and put it on the back porch or the front door or something like that. Be creative.
Be creative.
Be creative and remember to be romantic, because I'm quick to buy her stuff. but it's usually stuff that I know she needs, and I don't want her to have to think too much about it. I'm be like, she needs this, and I know it. She gonna come home, and bam, there it is.
I appreciate that.
That's me. That's how I live my life. But I often forget that she likes flowers. So I gotta remember. I gotta do better.
Love it. So that wraps up the show this week. Hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for listening in again. Remember to follow us at This Is TTRL on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And remember to follow me, my new handle on Twitter and Instagram at IamTCar.
And mine is still THERY_C. As in manhole up, it's the right C. Did you change your Snapchat one too?
You know how I am with Snapchat. I forget about Snapchat until someone sends me a snap message.
Yeah, we don't use, like, we were using Snapchat before it was cool.
Yeah, like, way back
in like 2012.
When in the beginning, reiteration
Yeah.
Anywho.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess that pretty much wraps it up. Yeah. Shout out to us. We are, how many episodes are we in now?
I think it's 28.
28. We pushing. We keeping this pushing. Shout out to all of our fans.
Yes, we love you.
First of all, it feels weird to say shout out to our fans. That's awesome that we have fans, and we love y'all for that. Please tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your cousin, tell your auntie, tell your roommate if you in college. We trying to do something here, so help us get these numbers up, help us get these streams and downloads and subscribes up, all of that, the likes, the follows, because we're trying to do something.
Yeah,
it's not always about us. We're trying to do something, you know.
Yes.
But yeah, it's free, so yeah, hit that like button, hit that follow button, shout us out.
Have a great week, y'all.
Peace.